Hi, Josh Lipton with the Josh Lipton Vlog Experiment Day 23. Day 21 went down the tubes. Day 22 just didn't happen. The first day I've done nothing in this 30-day experiment. Was not intended, just didn't happen. C'est la vie. Anyways, I am back at it. I am outside in my backyard. This is a new thing I'm trying. I'm also using a microphone that's pointed at me, so hopefully the sound quality will be a little better. We'll see. Maybe it'll be worse. I don't know. The premise here is I have a new business model that I'm considering, and the way that I've talked about how I'm learning web development. Let me give you the quick background of how that started. I'll actually give a quick background of my 10-year-old business. We are 10 years into bikeshophub.com. Things were growing like gangbusters for the first 5 years. I was making some bad decisions, though. About year 5, 6, things kind of growth grinded to a halt, and had to fix a bunch of things. Kind of a part of the normal business cycle. If things are just completely amazing, completely profitable, we were working with low profits, and things had to be corrected. So since then, I have made some other questionable moves. I moved the business to Tucson, which was quite costly and maybe not necessary. A lot of good things have come out of it, but I probably could have done fine in Flagstaff. Anyways, that happened, and but the biggest struggle has been in these last 5 years is the e-commerce competition has just been going in some really cool directions with growth marketing techniques, but I have not been on board with that. And the biggest reason I haven't been on board with that is because I have put all my faith or all my eggs in hiring one developer who's managed all the deep technical parts of running our e-commerce business over the last 7 years. Early on in the game, that was a great thing. It was a godsend. He really made our business ignite and get going, and allowed us to continue to grow. He's put in systems to stabilize us. He's kept things running. But in the last 3-4 years, a lot of alternative ways of doing e-commerce much more simply and effectively have come along, but we haven't gotten on those boats. He's kept us in an area that's quite difficult to manage, and in fact, over the last 3 years, trying to maintain that has been a very difficult process for him. And we are just about to launch into sort of a bridge of our system and an integration with WooCommerce, which will connect us to the up-to-date growth marketing. It'll be an up-to-date design. We may get back in track, but I started realizing a couple of years ago how stuck in the mud I was with this approach. And it wasn't just this approach. I originally thought it was that I needed more talent. I needed more people to help with this approach. But then I started realizing I don't know what I need, but I need to be more technical myself. I need to be able to take the bull by the horns and control this thing. So I've been learning web development. What really started was a year ago. I said, I'm going to figure this out as best as I can, and I dove in. I spent about the first 6 months just learning the landscape of web development. I would study PHP, JavaScript, the basics HTML, CSS, workflow, local development on my machine, loading it up to a server, loading it up through Git, version control, and just learning all these basic pieces. And I would I felt like I was in my backyard digging holes, experimenting, and I wanted to dig a lot of holes. If I hit a rock and things became too difficult, I would move on to another hole. I wasn't getting too deep. I was just learning the whole landscape. That was my first 6 months. The second 6 months, which I am wrapping up now, I started a project, and that's what I want to talk about as a business model about this process of how to learn web development, but from the mindset of being a business owner, having a specific goal in mind. The problem that I have had while I've been learning is all these different people that I've referred to, different teachers, everyone comes from the mindset of becoming a freelance developer or working for a company that's maybe a freelance, or not a freelance company, but a company that's an agency working for lots of clients. That's the common mindset, and it's very multi-project based learning. However, I am coming at it from being not wanting multiple projects. I'm wanting to focus on, you know, have a more singular focus on business projects that can go somewhere and become a part of my overall business portfolio. So I've actually come up with a new framework for learning and trying to figure out how to get myself in zone with learning. So like I said, the first 6 months was the landscape, then the second 6 months was a learning project. I decided to launch a new e-commerce business that would complement my current e-commerce business, takes from some of the strengths of that, but also do things like deal with seasonality. Our main business is a summer season business. This new business, a gift basket business, is a winter season business. So there's some complementary aspects there. I'm using a resource. My wife is excited about the gift basket business. She's going to be helping with create content for that business. So I found some complementary aspects there. So looking for a good business, but also a business that I was excited about and inspired by. So that's the learning project. Now I'm going to be talking about this approach to learning web development to become a better e-commerce entrepreneur. I'm going to be talking about this at a conference I'm going to in October called the E-commerce Fuel Live Conference. That'll be held in Savannah, Georgia, mid-October. And I'm going to be presenting this. But I'm thinking about this idea that this framework has something maybe that's unique. I haven't found anything else like it online, and I'm thinking that I might use that speech to gauge how interested people are in this approach, because I think it could be the kernel of something larger. This kernel of a 1-year process to learn the basics of web development with a learning project being a key piece of that. And if I really have something, I'm considering building a community around this idea. I mean, it might be some form of community where there could be a forum, there could be a group of people coming together and helping each other through this process. There could be some experts, maybe there's some experts, teachers in there helping people. Anyways, it's given me the idea of a learning community for entrepreneurs who have a similar problem. This is entrepreneurs who want to be online, who have a lot of skills that help them do successful marketing online, but they're missing ownership of the technical aspects of their business, and that's holding them up. They're not able to move. They're not able to kind of fully dig into the growth marketing techniques. They're kind of held up by partnerships and other people, and their own lack of understanding of how the systems work. This is my way through that, and I think there's something really valuable to it, and I'm going to use that conference to kind of get an initial sense of it. I'm probably going to set up a website where I put my talk notes together, and I might even begin publishing that website out to gauge some interest in the idea as well. If it does get some interest and I want to pursue it, I might also utilize another idea I've had, which is bringing together a group of people, probably 5 people, who will work together with me. I might work 3 hours a week and get 4 other people to work 3 hours a week, and together we're working a decent amount, and we can build up this community. And I'm interested in working with a group of people, not just from the perspective of is there a business opportunity here that we can all grow. I'm also interested in just the aspect of working with of networking through a learning project together. So picking out people that I could really learn from, who could also learn from me, that we could kind of become like a mastermind together, but being a mastermind that's engaged in a project. So I think there's an interesting thing there. I have a whole nother business model built around that, separately from the learning project idea, but this is like executing that idea on the learning project could be a good way to test the waters for that other idea as well. So a lot going on here with this learning project. For now, I'm just focused on thinking through the ideas of the learning project and seeing if I can make it work. Anyways, I have just gone over 10 minutes, so I'm going to end it here. This has been day 23 of the Josh Lipton vlog experiment. Thanks for listening. I will see you tomorrow.